Hello everyone, and welcome to my BNB CBS Gossip 24 channel. Hayes and Kelly's surprise, Bill and Ridge's showdown. Hayes Finnegan and Kelly Spencer will get a surprise after Bill Spencer and Ridge Forrester have a showdown. There will be exciting developments to anticipate because Will Spencer will also make an offer. It would appear that Deke Sharp will seek consolation from Deacon Sharp now that he is aware that he does not have a future at Forrester Creations. Remy Price will appear and most likely see that Deke's down in the dumps, so he may pump him for info and learn his fashion designer dreams have been dashed at Forrester. That could give Remy a chance to offer a pep talk and pull Deke in the direction of getting back together. As for Thomas Forrester, he'll do his best to get Hope Logan Spencer to come around to his way of thinking. Thomas will be convinced they can be a good team just like they were before and push her to trust him with her line again. At Spencer Publications, Katie Spencer will throw herself into plenty of fashion house prep work. Ridge and Brooke Logan Forrester will receive updates following Katie's presentation creation and brand name selection. Brooke will become increasingly enraged about Katie's plans, despite her efforts to act like a supportive sister. Bill will not tolerate Brooke's final attempt to persuade Katie that she is doomed to failure. Bill and Ridge are going to fight because of the drama at his rival fashion house. This will give them another reason to hate each other and make fun of each other. Before the holiday gathering gets underway, John Finnegan will steal a kiss from Steffy Forrester Finnegan under the mistletoe. Carter Walton and Daphne Rose will have the same idea once they have their own mistletoe scene. Before Eric Forrester and Donna Logan plan a surprise for Kelly and Hayes, Ridge will also surprise Brooke with an amazing present. Eric will play Santa and come bearing gifts as Donna plays Mrs. Claus, so there will be some precious moments before the traditional Christmas carol is sung. The show will re-air a BNB holiday throwback on December 25th, but December 26th will bring a new episode and fresh story developments. At some point, Will's going to invite Dylan to stay the night at his beach house, so Electra Forrester will quickly pipe up to support that plan. Thomas weighs in on Liam and Hope's marriage, Remy's mission. While Remy Price was on a mission to forgive, Thomas Forrester offered his opinion on the marriage between Liam Spencer and Hope Logan Spencer. At Il Giardino, Deke Sharp arrived looking glum and admitted to Deacon Sharp that he was out at Forrester Creations since Thomas wanted to make a comeback. When Deacon wondered if Hope Logan knew, Deke explained that Hope had been forced to give him the news. Deacon offered sympathy and a job at the restaurant if Deke needed something while he figured out his next move. While Deacon stepped away to deal with a work issue, Remy showed up and approached Deke. When Deke hinted about not being up for this conversation today, Remy pushed him to spill what was wrong. Deke filled Remy in on getting cut at Forrester Creations, so Remy offered some comfort before launching another spiel about their love changing him. Remy just hoped that Deke could forgive him one day. In the Forrester showroom, Donna Logan Forrester showed up to find Brooke Logan Forrester embracing Katie Spencer and got updates on Katie leaving the company for her new fashion house opportunity. Liam was blown away by Katie's wedding present from Bill Spencer at Spencer Publications. Bill was absolutely certain of everything Katie would accomplish. Later, Katie met up with Bill and filled him in on her conversation with Brooke and Donna. As Katie got ready to take on this exciting fashion house project, Bill gave a second speech about how much he loved Katie and believed in her. Back at Forrester Creations, Ridge Forrester worked to convince Hope that Thomas and Zend Forrester Dominguez were exactly what her line needed, especially since it had been on shaky ground for so long. Thomas appeared and played up how great his return would be for the relaunch. Hope saw the designs that Zend, Thomas, and they had been developing remotely. Thomas also pointed out that he'd be traveling back and forth from Paris whenever he was needed in Los Angeles. Even though Hope appreciated what Thomas and Zend had to offer, she was still disappointed by what this would mean for Deke. In the design office, Thomas spoke with Hope privately and offered some congratulatory words about her nuptials. Thomas acknowledged that Douglas Forrester had informed him of the wedding and that he seemed pleased for Hope. Liam was a lucky guy as far as Thomas was concerned. Since Hope had moved on and Thomas had moved on too, he gave her his word that working together wouldn't be a problem. Thomas just wanted to get back to creating together, so he insisted he wouldn't let Hope down. Next on Monday's B&B episode, Brooke told Ridge about Bill giving Katie a fashion house. Ridge scoffed and insulted Bill's personal fashion choices before Brooke acknowledged that she had doubts about Katie's new path. At its core, this sweeping narrative is not simply about fashion houses, rivalries, or holiday surprises, but about identity, legacy, forgiveness, and the relentless push and pull between past mistakes and future hopes. Every storyline interlocks with another, creating a dense emotional tapestry that reflects how personal ambition and family loyalty often collide in the glamorous yet ruthless worlds of Forrester Creations and Spencer Publications. The central shockwave of the story begins with the looming and inevitable confrontation between Bill Spencer and Ridge Forrester, two titans whose animosity has become almost mythic within the show's universe. Their showdown is framed not merely as another spat between rivals, but as the culmination of years of ideological differences. Bill represents bold disruption, brute confidence, and a willingness to bulldoze obstacles in the name of progress, while Ridge embodies legacy, tradition, and artistic purity. When Bill makes a major offer, one that ripples outward and affects multiple characters, it becomes clear that this is not just about business competition but about power, pride, and whose vision of the future will ultimately prevail. Caught in the aftershocks of this confrontation are Hayes Finnegan and Kelly Spencer, whose surprise serves as a reminder that the youngest generation often bears the emotional consequences of adult conflict. Their storyline softens the sharper edges of corporate warfare by grounding the narrative in innocence and joy. The planned holiday surprise for Hayes and Kelly underscores a recurring theme of the bold and the beautiful. No matter how vicious the battles become, family, especially children, remains a unifying force capable of cutting through resentment, even if only temporarily. Meanwhile, the script delves deeply into the fallout at Forrester Creations, where Deke Sharp learns that his future at the iconic fashion house has evaporated. Deke's dismissal is not portrayed as a simple staffing decision but as a deeply personal blow that shatters his dreams of legitimacy and creative fulfillment. His realization that Thomas Forrester wants to reclaim his position triggers a quiet emotional collapse. Deke's vulnerability is laid bare when he turns to Deacon Sharp, whose offer of comfort and employment at Il Giardino reflects a father's attempt to protect his son from the harshness of the world. This intimate father-son moment is interrupted by the arrival of Remy Price, whose presence introduces an undercurrent of manipulation masked as compassion. Remy recognizes Deke's emotional fragility and seizes the opportunity to extract information, learning that Deke's fashion dreams have been crushed. Yet Remy's motivations are layered. His pep talk blurs the line between genuine remorse and self-serving hope. By positioning himself as someone changed by love and regret, Remy attempts to reinsert himself into Deke's life, framing forgiveness as both a gift and a necessity. This dynamic explores how guilt and desire for redemption can sometimes masquerade as altruism, leaving viewers questioning whether Remy's mission is truly about healing or simply reclaiming what he lost. Parallel to Deke's storyline is Thomas Forrester's determined effort to regain Hope Logan Spencer's trust. Thomas is portrayed as a man haunted by his past yet convinced that personal growth and professional excellence can redeem him. His insistence that he and Hope can once again form a powerful creative team echoes their shared history, one filled with both triumph and heartbreak. Thomas's belief that their collaboration is essential to the survival of Hope's line reflects his confidence in his artistic vision, but also hints at a deeper emotional yearning for validation and connection. Hope's internal conflict becomes one of the most emotionally nuanced elements of the script. She recognizes the undeniable value that Thomas and Zend Forrester Dominguez bring to the table, especially as her line struggles to maintain its footing. Yet her empathy for Deke complicates her decision, forcing her to weigh loyalty against pragmatism. Hope's storyline encapsulates the burden of leadership, the painful reality that every professional choice carries human consequences, and that success often demands sacrifices that leave emotional scars. At Spencer Publications, Katie Spencer throws herself into the exhilarating yet daunting task of launching her own fashion house. Her meticulous preparation, crafting presentations, selecting a brand name, and envisioning her future, marks a defining moment of self-assertion. Katie's journey is not merely about professional reinvention but about reclaiming confidence after years of emotional turbulence. The script emphasizes her resilience, portraying her as a woman finally stepping out of the shadows cast by stronger personalities around her. However, Katie's newfound ambition stirs complicated emotions in Brooke Logan Forrester. Despite Brooke's attempts to appear supportive, her agitation grows as Katie's plans solidify. Brooke's skepticism reflects a mixture of concern, jealousy, and fear that Katie's failure might destabilize the fragile equilibrium of their family, and perhaps fear that Katie's success might eclipse her own influence. This tension between sisters adds emotional depth, illustrating how love and rivalry often coexist in close familial bonds. Bill Spencer's unwavering support of Katie stands in stark contrast to Brooke's doubts. His confidence in Katie's abilities, and his refusal to let anyone undermine her, reinforces Bill's role as both protector and provocateur. When Bill and Ridge clash over the rival fashion house drama, their mutual disdain reignites with renewed intensity. Their insults are not just personal jabs but symbolic of their competing philosophies, Bill's belief in bold reinvention versus Ridge's commitment to heritage and artistic integrity. Each confrontation becomes a battle for narrative dominance, with neither man willing to concede ground. As the holiday season approaches, the script shifts tone, infusing warmth and romance into the drama. John Finnegan stealing a kiss from Steffy Forrester Finnegan under the mistletoe serves as a tender reminder of enduring love amidst chaos. Similarly, Carter Walton and Daphne Rose sharing their own mistletoe moment reinforces the theme of connection and hope, suggesting that romance can still flourish even when surrounded by conflict. Ridge's extravagant gift to Brooke momentarily rekindles their chemistry, highlighting the complex push and pull of their relationship. Yet the true emotional centerpiece of the holiday festivities comes from Eric Forrester and Donna Logan, who embody the spirit of the season by playing Santa and Mrs. Claus. Their surprise for Hayes and Kelly transcends spectacle, symbolizing the enduring power of tradition, love, and family unity. The annual Christmas song that follows serves as a communal release, allowing characters and viewers to breathe amid the storm of unresolved tensions. The script also cleverly balances nostalgia with progression by announcing a holiday throwback episode on December 25th, followed by a fresh installment on December 26th. This structure mirrors the show's broader philosophy, honoring the past while continuously pushing forward. It reassures audiences that while tradition is cherished, the story never stagnates. Another intriguing thread emerges with Will Spencer inviting Dylan to stay at his beach house, a decision enthusiastically supported by Electra Forrester. This subplot subtly hints at future romantic or interpersonal developments, planting seeds that may blossom into larger storylines. It exemplifies how the bold and the beautiful excels at layering long-term intrigue beneath immediate drama. The companion storyline, Thomas weighs in on Liam and Hope's marriage, Remy's mission, deepens the emotional resonance of the overall arc. At Il Giardino, Deke's confession to Deacon about losing his job underscores the pain of displacement and rejection. Deacon's offer of employment is more than a practical solution, it is a symbolic lifeline, reaffirming familial bonds when institutional ones fail. Remy's continued pursuit of forgiveness adds complexity to his character. His interaction with Deke oscillates between sincerity and self-interest, forcing viewers to grapple with uncomfortable questions about redemption. Can someone truly change, or is the desire for forgiveness simply another form of selfishness? The script refuses to provide easy answers, instead allowing the tension to linger. Back at Forrester Creations, Donna's discovery of Brooke embracing Katie and learning of Katie's departure encapsulates the bittersweet nature of change. While Katie's leap represents empowerment, it also marks the end of an era, stirring nostalgia and uncertainty. At Spencer Publications, Liam Spencer's reaction to Bill's extravagant wedding gift further cements Bill's role as a larger-than-life patriarch whose gestures carry immense emotional weight. Thomas's private conversation with Hope is one of the script's most poignant moments. His acknowledgement of her marriage and praise of Liam reflect a maturity that contrasts sharply with his past behavior. By assuring Hope that their professional relationship will remain respectful, Thomas attempts to rewrite his narrative, from obsessive antagonist to trustworthy collaborator. His promise not to let Hope down becomes both a vow and a test, one that will inevitably shape future storylines. The script concludes with Brooke informing Ridge of Bill's latest move, giving Katie a fashion house, prompting Ridge's characteristic scoff and critique. This final exchange encapsulates the enduring cycle of rivalry, ambition, and skepticism that drives the show forward. Brooke's lingering doubts about Katie's future leave the story on a note of unresolved tension, reminding viewers that success in the bold and the beautiful is never guaranteed and always hard-won. In its entirety, this script stands as a rich, multifaceted exploration of love, ambition, rivalry, and redemption. By intertwining holiday warmth with high-stakes drama, it reinforces why the bold and the beautiful continues to captivate audiences. It reflects the complexities of human relationships, magnified through glamour, yet grounded in emotional truth. The continuation of this storyline deepens the emotional and thematic currents already set in motion, pushing each character closer to moments of reckoning that will redefine alliances, loyalties, and personal truths within the bold and the beautiful. As the dust begins to settle from the immediate shockwaves of Bill Spencer's bold moves and Ridge Forrester's simmering outrage, the narrative shifts toward consequence, because in this world, every grand gesture carries a price, and every victory invites retaliation. In the aftermath of the explosive tension between Bill Spencer and Ridge Forrester, the rivalry takes on a more insidious form. Gone are the initial insults and posturing. What follows is a cold, strategic battle for dominance in both business and influence. Ridge, deeply offended by Bill's decision to back Katie Spencer's independent fashion house, begins to see the move not as an act of love but as a calculated strike against Forrester creations. To Ridge, Bill's money is poison, capable of corrupting artistic integrity and destabilizing a legacy built over generations. This belief fuels Ridge's determination to protect the Forrester name at all costs, even if it means drawing new battle lines that fracture already fragile relationships. Bill, on the other hand, thrives in the chaos his decisions create. His confidence is unwavering, rooted in his belief that Katie's vision will succeed precisely because it exists outside the rigid traditions of the Forrester empire. Bill's support of Katie becomes increasingly vocal and public, signaling to the fashion world that her venture is not a sentimental side project but a serious contender. In doing so, Bill inadvertently forces Katie into a spotlight she did not fully anticipate. While she appreciates his faith in her, she begins to feel the pressure of expectations, not only to succeed, but to justify the sacrifices she made by leaving Forrester creations behind. Katie's internal struggle becomes a defining element of the continuation. As she pours herself into refining her brand's identity, doubts creep in during quiet moments. She is acutely aware that failure would not only validate Brooke Logan Forrester's skepticism but also confirm Ridge's disdain. Katie's strength lies in her resilience, yet the weight of proving herself, to her family, to the industry, and to herself, threatens to overwhelm her. These moments of vulnerability humanize her journey, transforming it from a business storyline into an emotional quest for self-worth. Brooke's role in the unfolding drama grows increasingly complex. Her agitation over Katie's plans evolves into a deeper internal conflict as she begins to question her own motivations. While she outwardly frames her concerns as protective sisterly advice, she is forced to confront the uncomfortable truth that her doubts are fueled by insecurity. Brooke has long been a central figure at Forrester Creations, and Katie's departure disrupts the balance of power Brooke has grown accustomed to. This realization does not make Brooke villainous, but painfully human, as she grapples with the fear of being left behind in a world that constantly reinvents itself. At Forrester Creations, the focus sharpens on Thomas Forrester and his renewed collaboration with Hope Logan Spencer. Their professional reunion is marked by cautious optimism, tinged with unresolved emotional history. Thomas's commitment to proving himself trustworthy becomes evident through his disciplined approach to design and his respect for boundaries, an intentional departure from his past behavior. Yet trust, once broken, is not easily restored. Hope finds herself scrutinizing every interaction, every decision, searching for signs that Thomas might revert to old patterns. This tension creates a compelling push-and-pull dynamic. On one hand, Hope cannot deny the creative synergy that once made their partnership so successful. The designs Thomas produces alongside Zend Forrester Dominguez breathe new life into her struggling line, offering a glimpse of what could be achieved if she fully commits to this collaboration. On the other hand, Hope's loyalty to Liam Spencer and her desire for emotional stability make her wary of opening doors she fought so hard to close. This internal conflict positions Hope as a woman torn between ambition and self-preservation, a theme that resonates deeply within the show's broader narrative. Thomas's perspective adds further depth. His insistence that he has moved on romantically is sincere, yet it does not erase the lingering emotional connection he shares with Hope. He channels this unresolved energy into his work, pouring his passion into design as a form of redemption. For Thomas, success is no longer just about acclaim, it is about proving that he can contribute positively without manipulation or obsession. Whether this transformation is permanent remains an open question, one that keeps viewers invested in his arc. Meanwhile, Deke Sharp's storyline continues to explore themes of loss and reinvention. Working at Il Giardino under Deacon Sharp's watchful eye, Deke struggles to reconcile his dashed dreams with his new reality. The restaurant job, while offered with love and support, feels like a step backward, a reminder of what he failed to achieve. Yet within this disappointment lies the seed of growth. Removed from the cutthroat environment of Forrester Creations, Deke begins to rediscover his creativity in unexpected ways, sketching designs during downtime and questioning whether his passion for fashion must be tied to a single institution. Remy Price's continued presence complicates this fragile rebuilding process. His attempts at reconciliation oscillate between heartfelt remorse and subtle self-interest, keeping Deke, and the audience, on edge. Remy's belief that love has changed him may be genuine, but his need for forgiveness appears almost desperate, suggesting that redemption for Remy is as much about self-validation as it is about making amends. This dynamic challenges Deke to define his own boundaries and decide whether forgiveness is a gift he is ready to give, or a burden he is unwilling to carry. The elder generation's influence remains a steady undercurrent throughout the continuation, particularly through Eric Forrester. Eric observes the escalating conflicts with a mixture of concern and wisdom, aware that unchecked rivalries threaten not only businesses but families. His role becomes increasingly advisory, serving as a moral compass in a world where ambition often overshadows compassion. Eric's belief in unity, even amid disagreement, contrasts sharply with Ridge's combative instincts, setting up a subtle ideological clash between father and son. Donna Logan continues to act as a bridge between emotional extremes, offering warmth and encouragement to those around her. Her unwavering optimism provides a counterbalance to the cynicism that creeps into many storylines, reinforcing the show's enduring message that kindness and empathy still have a place, even in the most cutthroat environments. The romantic threads woven throughout the continuation offer moments of levity and emotional grounding. John Finnegan and Steffy Forrester Finnegan emerge as a stabilizing force, their relationship serving as a reminder that trust and mutual respect are achievable, even within the chaos of the Forrester-Spencer rivalry. Their quiet moments together underscore the value of partnership built on shared values rather than power struggles. Similarly, Carter Walton's evolving relationship with Daphne Rose hints at new beginnings. Carter, often caught between loyalty to the Forresters and his own moral compass, finds solace in a connection that encourages him to envision a future defined by balance rather than sacrifice. These romantic subplots do not distract from the central drama, instead, they enrich it by highlighting what is at stake when ambition threatens to overshadow human connection. As will Spencer's social plans and Electra Forrester's enthusiastic support begin to ripple outward, the younger generation steps further into focus. Their optimism and openness contrast sharply with the entrenched grudges of their elders, suggesting the possibility of a future less defined by rivalry. This generational contrast reinforces one of the show's most enduring themes: while history shapes us, it does not have to imprison us. The continuation ultimately positions each character at a crossroads. Bill's confidence is tested as Katie's venture faces its first real obstacles. Ridge's resolve hardens, but at the risk of isolating those he claims to protect. Brooke confronts uncomfortable truths about herself, while Hope balances ambition with emotional self-defense. Thomas walks a tightrope between redemption and relapse, and Deke searches for purpose beyond rejection. Each storyline feeds into a larger question that the bold and the beautiful has asked for decades: can people truly change, or are they doomed to repeat the same cycles under new circumstances? As tensions simmer and alliances shift, the narrative remains open-ended, poised for future confrontations and revelations. What makes this continuation compelling is not the promise of resolution, but the refusal to simplify complex emotions into easy answers. Success does not guarantee happiness, love does not erase doubt, and forgiveness does not always bring peace. Instead, the story honors the messiness of human experience, wrapped in the glamour and intensity that define the bold and the beautiful. In doing so, it ensures that viewers remain invested, not just in what happens next, but in who these characters become as they navigate the consequences of their choices.